Namo Buddhaya and good morning, Kalyana Mithas of Bodhisattva. As we enter the sacred Vesak season, beginning with this Vesak Eve today and continuing through tomorrow's Vesak Day, we pause to commemorate the birth, enlightenment, and passing away of our great teacher, Shakyamuni Buddha. Vesak is not merely a single day on the calendar. It is a season of reflection, gratitude, renewal, and spiritual awakening. It is a special opportunity to reconnect with the timeless teachings of the Buddha and to examine how we are living our lives. Across the world, Buddhists celebrate this Vesak season in many beautiful ways. As you know, you visit temples, offer flowers, candles, and incense, participate in Buddha pujas, organize lantern displays, decorate homes and temples, join Vesak processions, in your way you call it as Vesak floats, offer dana to monks and nuns, engage in charitable activities, and share Vesak greetings with family and friends. These practices inspire your saddha, trust about the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, strengthen your Dhamma community and communities, and remind us of the Buddha's extraordinary life and teachings. However, while these external activities are meaningful and worthy, they alone are not enough. We may light thousands of lanterns outside, but if the mind remains darkened by greed, hatred, and delusion, the purpose of Vesak remains unfulfilled. We may decorate temples and homes, but if we neglect to cultivate virtue, mindfulness, and wisdom, we miss the deeper message of the Buddha. The Buddha did not attain enlightenment through ceremonies, rituals, or celebrations. He attained enlightenment through understanding dukkha, abandoning its causes, and realizing the path to liberation. Here I want to say that dukkha means pain, physical pain and mental pain. We need that bigger understanding, just like how the Buddha wanted us to understand. Therefore, this Vesak season invites us not only to celebrate the Buddha, but also to follow the Buddha. A Vesak celebrated only outside ourselves becomes a festival. A Vesak celebrated within ourselves becomes a transformation. As the followers of the Buddha, let us use this Vesak season to look inward. Let us ask ourselves, am I becoming a better human being? Am I reducing my greed, lobha, anger, dosa, jealousy, issa, and clinging, upadana? Am I cultivating mindfulness, sati, samasati in my daily life? Am I becoming a kinder person to myself and to other beings? Am I bringing peace and happiness to those around me? The true Vesak lantern is not the one hanging outside our homes. It is the light of wisdom that illuminates our minds. The true offering is not merely flowers placed before a Buddha image, statue. It is the offering of ethical conduct, sila, loving kindness, metta, patience, khanti, generosity, dana, and wisdom, panya. During this Vesak season, let us spend some time in metta meditation or any meditation that you may do at least for a couple minutes. Let us observe the precepts sincerely. Let us listen to the Dhamma. Let us forgive those who have hurt us and seek forgiveness from those whom we may have hurt. Let us express gratitude to our parents, teachers, and spiritual friends, and all those who have supported us in life. Let us perform acts of kindness, karuna, without expecting anything in return. These simple yet profound practices make Vesak meaningful at a personal level. As a society, Vesak reminds us that we do not live alone. We are deeply connected to one another. Today, many communities face challenges such as loneliness, family breakdown, social division, intolerance, corruption, materialism, and a growing lack of empathy. Despite living in an age of advanced technology, many people feel disconnected and isolated. The Buddha taught that harmony begins with the cultivation of the heart. A Buddhist society is not simply one where many temples exist or where many ceremonies are held. A truly Buddhist society is one where people care for one another, where generosity dana replaces selfishness, where understanding replaces prejudice, and where compassion replaces indifference. This Vesak season, let us strengthen our families. Let us support our local communities. Let us care for the elderly, encourage the young, help those in need, and extend our compassion to the marginalized and forgotten. Let us use right speech, samma vacha, to heal divisions rather than deepen them. Let us become builders of harmony, samadhi, wherever we live. Also, I wanted to touch about global perspectives of what we can do on this Vesak, in this Vesak season. As global citizens, we must also recognize that humanity is facing serious challenges. Wars continue to destroy lives and communities. Climate change threatens ecosystems and future generations. Economic inequalities leave millions struggling for basic necessities. Mental health issues are increasing worldwide. Technological progress has given us unprecedented power, yet wisdom has not always kept pace with that power. In the face of these global issues, what can Buddhism offer? First, Buddhism offers compassion. The Buddha taught that hatred is never overcome by hatred, but only by love. Lasting peace cannot be established through violence, revenge, or domination. It begins with understanding, empathy, and compassion. Second, Buddhism offers the principle of contentment. Much of today's environmental crisis stems from excessive consumption and endless craving. The Buddha's middle path, Majjhima Patipada, or Noble Eightfold Path, encourages moderation, simplicity, and mindful consumption. By wanting less, we not only find greater peace within ourselves, but also reduce the burden on the planet. Third, Buddhism offers the understanding of interdependence. Our actions affect others. Our consumption affects the environment. Our words influence communities. Recognizing our interconnectedness helps us move beyond self-centered thinking and cultivate global responsibility. Fourth, Buddhism offers mindfulness, sattama sati, right mindfulness, and wisdom panya. Many modern problems are not merely political, economic, or technological. They are rooted in the untrained human mind. Without wisdom, knowledge can be misused. Without ethics, sila, power can become destructive. Therefore, true solutions require not only external changes but also inner transformation. Friends, Dhamma friends, the Buddha's enlightenment was not only for ancient India, it remains deeply relevant to the modern world. Today, humanity needs more than information. It needs wisdom. It needs more than economic growth. It needs ethical development. It needs more than technological advancement. It needs compassion. As Buddha's followers, let us remember the meaning of our name, especially with regard to our organization, Patisota. Patisota means going against the stream. The world often encourages greed, competition, distraction, and self-centeredness. The Buddha invites us to swim against that stream by cultivating generosity instead of greed, lobha, loving kindness instead of hatred, dosa, right mindfulness instead of distraction, and wisdom, panya, instead of ignorance, avijja. Therefore, during this Vesak season, let us move from ritual to reflection. I mean, I'm not saying that we should not engage in rituals. We will do our ritual part, but our main focus is to move from ritual to reflection, from celebration to transformation, from admiration of the Buddha to the practice of the teachings, and from lighting external lanterns to illuminating the mind with wisdom. May this Vesak season inspire us to become better individuals, more compassionate members of society and the world, and more responsible citizens of the world. May we cultivate generosity, morality, right mindfulness, concentration, and wisdom. May our practice bring peace to our families, harmony to our communities, and hope to our world. May all beings be free from dukkha, pain. May all beings be well and happy. May the blessings of the Triple Gem be with you and your loved ones throughout this Vesak season and beyond. Happy Vesak 2026. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. This is Bhante Chandima. Thank you.